Athaliah is remembered as the only woman who ever ruled as queen over Judah. Her story is one of ambition, idolatry, betrayal, and eventual judgment. It is more than just history. It reflects the dangers of ungodly influence. It shows the seduction of power and the faithfulness of God. Her life warns us of the choices we make and the influences we allow. As Proverbs 14:12 says, "There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death." Her story begins in the time of King Jehoshaphat, when Judah enjoyed prosperity. Jehoshaphat strengthened Judah politically and spiritually. In an effort to secure peace, he allowed his son Jehoram to marry Athaliah. Athaliah was the daughter of Ahab and Jezebel. This seemed wise, but it was not ordained by God. Scripture warns in 2 Corinthians 6:14, "Do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers." This marriage opened the door for corruption in Judah's royal line. The royal wedding united Judah with Israel, but also with Jezebel's wickedness. What looks like success can be spiritual compromise. This alliance became the bridge for idolatry and bloodshed in Judah. The choices of one generation shaped the destiny of the next. Athaliah was the daughter of Ahab and Jezebel. Their reign in Israel was marked by idolatry, bloodshed, and rebellion. Through Athaliah, this influence spread into Judah, shaping her son Ahaziah. The seeds of corruption were deeply planted. Ahaziah, Jehoram's son, became king of Judah. His reign lasted only 1 year. Under Athaliah's counsel, he did wickedly, as Ahab's house had done. 2 Chronicles 22:3 says, "His mother advised him to do wickedly." Even kings are not beyond the sway of ungodly counsel. Meanwhile, in Israel, God raised up Jehu through the prophet Elisha. Jehu was anointed to bring judgment upon Ahab's house. He was sent to cleanse the land of Baal worship. God's justice was about to sweep across the land. Jehu moved swiftly, executing judgment. King Jehoram of Israel was slain. Ahaziah of Judah fell. Jezebel met her prophesied end. The priests of Baal were executed, and their temple destroyed. 2 Kings 10:28 declares, "Thus Jehu destroyed Baal from Israel. While Israel purged its idols, Judah remained under Athaliah's shadow." Jezebel, Athaliah's mother, died as the prophets foretold. She was thrown from her window, trampled by horses, and consumed by dogs. God's judgment may linger, but it always arrives. Though Jezebel was gone, Athaliah carried the same spirit into Judah. When Athaliah learned her son Ahaziah was dead, she seized the throne. She killed the royal heirs of David's line. But 2 Kings 11:1-2 shows God's providence. Joash, a young boy, was hidden. Jehoiada the priest protected him. Evil may scheme to erase God's promise, but his covenant cannot be broken. For 6 years, Joash was hidden in the temple. He was raised in secret under the care of the faithful. While Athaliah ruled in darkness, God preserved light in his house. The covenant with David remained unshaken. Psalm 33:11 says, "The counsel of the Lord stands forever." For 6 years, Athaliah reigned, promoting Baal worship. She oppressed the people of Judah. Evil may prosper for a season, but it is never beyond God's control. Behind the scenes, God's servants prepared for restoration. At the appointed time, Jehoiada gathered the Levites and loyal leaders. Quietly, carefully, he prepared to reveal Joash, the rightful heir. The time of reckoning was near. God was about to reverse 6 years of darkness in a single day. In a dramatic ceremony, Joash was crowned king. Trumpets blasted, and the people clapped. Voices rang out, "Long live the king," 2 Kings 11:12. The covenant line was restored. God's promises proved unshakable once again. Hearing the shouts, Athaliah rushed into the temple. In fury, she screamed, "Treason! Treason!" But she was the true traitor, an impostor upon David's throne. Her reign of terror was ending. Athaliah was seized and executed outside the temple. Evil may rise, but it cannot outlast God's justice. Galatians 6:7 warns, "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked, for whatever a man sows, that he will also reap." Athaliah reaped the destruction she had sown. Immediately the people tore down the temple of Baal in Judah. They smashed the altars and killed the priest of Baal. True worship was restored. The land rejoiced as righteousness returned. Jehoiada led the people into covenant with the Lord. Once again, Judah declared, "We are the Lord's people." With Athaliah gone, peace and order were restored. God had preserved his promise to David, and the nation breathed freely again. The story of Athaliah is tragic and instructive. It shows the dangers of ungodly alliances and the seduction of power. It shows the destruction of idolatry. It also reveals God's faithfulness, preserving his promises and restoring his people. Evil may flourish for a time, but it cannot erase God's purposes. Psalm 33:11 declares, "The plans of the Lord stand firm forever, the purposes of his heart through all generations."